All right, day trading recap video number 2 for today. I had another trade, so I decided to put this video up because the first trade was so quick, and actually the first trade from the previous video I will show you real quick. I have the video up, so I got in and out really quick from Bed Bath & Beyond, but then as the day went on, it actually retraced almost down to my stop. So a likelihood was that I was going to get out anyway, even though if I held on to some shares. But if you look what happened, I almost re-entered because it regained VWAP. Kind of tested it a few times, but then broke above the high of the day and kept going up. So turned out to be a really nice trade if you held on to some shares through all this mess. But I got out really quick for a scalp. So I was looking for another trade, and I found one in Mosaic. This popped up in my scan. This is a new scan I've been using. I think I've showed it a couple times. It's a no gap opening range breaker scan. So it's basically looking for stocks that have not gapped from the previous close of the day. So anything kind of below 25 cents. Anything that hasn't moved more than 25 cents since the close of yesterday to the open of today. And it looks, there's a couple other parameters in there, but basically it looks for stocks that haven't gapped but are making opening range, 30-minute opening range breaks. And this one qualified. As you could see, I got in almost near the top of the high here for the early morning, and it kind of busted back down to me. I didn't get out. I held on. I got in at 2037, and it went all the way down to 2013. I had a really big stop on it because I decided I did well this morning. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room now to kind of test some new trading strategies. This was the close. This little dotted line was the close of yesterday. So I said, if it starts to really settle below that, I'll get out. It shot down, made me nervous, but then it quickly regained VWAP. And as it started moving up, I got a little nervous here, so I took some of my shares out, less than half, and then you can see a big red bar, so I got nervous. I said, oh boy, it's going to kind of come back down again. But I moved my stop up when I took these shares out. So I moved my stop up to like below VWAP, and so no matter what, I wasn't going to lose. I think let me see, what did I get at 2037? And I put my stop 2024. Yeah, so I moved my stop up just to be safe, and if it was going to shoot straight down, I'd probably get out right around VWAP. Just because it broke it once. If it breaks it again, I'm pretty sure that's it for the day. But luckily it held this level and started moving back up. And then I just started really moving my stop up nice and tight with it as it moved. I wasn't going to get caught in another big drop and lose the profits that I had from this quick scalp here. So I got in at 2037 and then got out some at 2047. And so just 10 cents, but the remaining shares I held was a little more than half, and I kept moving up. And eventually, once it got to 2067, so a 30-cent gain, I got out all my shares. But it kind of went all the way back up to about 2075, and it looks like it might keep going, although it's moving away from this 10 EMA on the 15-minute chart. So I'd be a little nervous at this point that it's going to start to lose juice. Now, one of the reasons I like this stock was it showed up, like I said, in this no gap opening range breakers, but I had noticed it before in my no gap movers. So it had enough relative volume. It had more than normal relative volume early in the day, and it was also the daily chart. You always should look at the daily candles just to see what the pattern is, if it's likely if there's any resistance. Now you can see, look at this. It made like a little inverse head and shoulders action here over the last few weeks. A little down dip, up, mini dip here, another down dip here, and then it started moving up. Now the previous 2 days were both green. Nice clean move up. A little red bar, not really red bar ignored, but bouncing off the bottom here, came up, had a little bit of a down day, but still kind of on its way up. And so I thought that at this point it might actually have enough juice to kind of push a little higher today. I was expecting it to make a little bit of a run. So that also went into my thinking for this trade. And yeah, I almost got shook out of it. It's ugly here. You can see this is not pretty. You'd like a little bit more smooth candle pattern. Really, I should have probably waited for this area here to get in where it kind of regained VWAP and then sort of held this little ledge, a little indecision doji here. Green candle, maybe get in here at 2038. And then just ride it out, this little drop here, and see if you can make it all the way up to 2075 area. But I was glad I was rewarded by holding onto it here. Again, this level was important, this close of yesterday. This is where I said it doesn't need to necessarily, it needs to break it, but like you can see it did touch it, and then a little wick below it, but it didn't close below it. So that was huge, because if I had gotten out here, I would have missed this entire leg up. But I held on to it. I said it's got to break basically almost the low of the day. The low of the day was this bottom candle here, the bottom of this candle, 2009. If it would start to close a bunch below the close of yesterday and get down there, I would have gotten out. So Mosaic was a nice trade for me. So I had 2 winning trades today, Mosaic, and of course this quick scalp of BBBY, which could have been a long-term trade if I'd held on to some shares, but I would have had to kind of withstand all this ugliness here, this drop below VWAP. But could have re-entered. I actually did think of getting back in when it had this little 2-bar pullback on the 5-minute chart. Back to VWAP with a green candle back up and a few more green candles. I could have gotten in back in around 1747 area. Would have been able to ride it up to 1780, so 30 plus cents. Nah, it wouldn't have been bad. 2 winning trades on this, a scalp and then like a nice little later day move. But I ended up just avoiding it altogether and just looking for something else. So that's it. Those were the 2 trades, Mosaic and BBBY. And hopefully be back tomorrow with some more trades. This month has been so much better than last month. Last month I was kind of in flux. I was scrapping for any kind of profitable trade, and I think I was kind of in a transition between strategies that I was using. I was kind of ditching some strategies, but still kind of keeping an eye on those scans that I still use for to find them, while also putting together new scans that are encompass an entirely different strategy. So now I'm kind of trading early in the day. I have a whole new strategy for the early day. Basically pre-market, if there's something in the pre-market that catches my eye, it has to have a very specific criteria for me to get into it. It has to have a lot of volume, has to be moving in a clear pattern, recognizable pattern. So I will do that if that comes along. If not, then I wait for the open and I start looking for trades like this, like Bed Bath & Beyond, that are making a pattern that I can kind of recognize here early in the day. And then after that, just looking for stocks like this later in the day, either bounce plays or stocks that are breaking opening ranges or bouncing from lows of the day, something like that. Those are my strategies. So hopefully I'll be able to kind of expand on those a little bit more with some more trades for the rest of the week. If you're interested in trade ideas, you can't really trade without these scanners. There's no way really to be able to find stocks that fit your strategy, that you're comfortable trading. You can tailor these scans, these top lists and these alert lists so many different ways. If you're not comfortable with stocks over $100, or if you're just looking for those penny stocks that are under $5, under $1. And it's not just for day trading, it's also for swing trading, position trading. You do so much with it. Whatever type of trader you are, you can definitely use trade ideas to your advantage. But specifically also with day trading, I don't think it's even possible to day trade without trade ideas. You're just not going to be able to find the stocks that you are comfortable trading. It's just going to be so much harder for you, especially early in the day when you're looking for those movers to put into your watch list. There's just so much going on. You really need trade ideas to be able to narrow down your list to what you're comfortable with. So if you are interested, please look at the link in the description of this video. I've got links to subscriptions to trade ideas. You can use my promo code TCTrader15, get 15% off your first month, or for the whole year, depending on which you subscribe for. Definitely recommend it, and it's been a huge help for me. So if you're looking to start day trading, it's the best investment you can make. It could be costly it could be costly if you're not using it, because you're basically roaming in the dark, not knowing, not being able to kind of put together a plan without the scans the Trade Ideas offers. So check it out, and we'll see you next time. Good luck trading.